Family Matters Day, where we shall be discussing matters money. And our topic for today is a very interesting topic, a topic that most people should be knowing about, but most people think it is a useless expense that they should not be taking. But today I'm joined and very happy to be joined by two amazing people who are going to take us through this journey or through this topic and conversation about the importance of having an insurance or insurances. And so talk to me or have a conversation with us through our SMS line number, which is 20316, or WhatsApp us on 0786 316 316 with your comments or questions that you may have concerning this topic, the importance of insurance. Welcome to studio, Edward Kivuva.
Thank you so much.
And Christine Akinyi, who is the expert here, who's going to tell us the importance of having insurance or the importance of insurance.
Sure.
And Edward, you're a beneficiary of insurance.
Yes, I am.
Yeah?
Yes.
So I will go straight to you, Christine, and I'll start with you. Just briefly tell us, what is an insurance?
An insurance in simple terms means that you're giving a financial burden to an insurer who is an insurance company.
Okay.
So that in case of a loss, in case of an accident, in case of a death, then they are able to take up that, liability. So that you don't have that financial burden.
Okay.
In simple terms, that's what insurance is.
Fantastic.
Yes.
Nice. And are there different types of insurances?
Yeah, we have different types of insurances. One and foremost, we have life insurance.
Okay.
This, gives us financial protection.
Yes.
It also gives us, income protection.
Yes.
For your loved ones. I know we have loved ones.
Yes.
Especially for those that are breadwinners. You will need to consider life insurance. So that's one of the insurances.
Okay.
We also have, motor vehicle insurances. We have vehicles running around the road, and I'm sure police are always checking around to see whether you have license. And if you don't have one, you can be sure you'll have it hot. So it's very important to have that. We also have, agricultural insurances. I don't know, this is one of the things that are really coming up now.
Okay.
And the government is really taking heed into the agricultural insurance because they are really looking into the crop production and food production.
Okay.
So it's very important, and I think it has really improved the agricultural sector for the farmers.
And we'll get into more details about that. I like that. Okay.
Yeah. We have domestic packaging insurance, whereby you can insure your assets. You have a house, you have very expensive assets and equipments, you can insure your assets.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, those are just few of the insurances. Everything basically can be insured.
Wow.
So everything, even your clothes can be insured.
Okay, that's awesome.
If they're
that's
expensive.
Awesome. Fantastic.
Yeah.
And Edward, I just, I would be interested, or our viewers and listeners would be interested to know, since you're a beneficiary of an insurance policy, currently, how many do you have, and which ones are they?
I currently have 2 insurance policies.
Okay.
One is just a savings platform for me. I just took it just to have something going on for my savings.
What is it called?
It's called, it was called an endowment plan.
Yes. Yeah.
And then my other plan is it's an education plan.
Okay.
Where I am just setting aside something for my children's education.
Okay.
Yes.
How did you find about these policies? Was it online? Was it, how did you find out about them?
I was going about my day, just my normal stuff.
Yeah.
Then, by God's grace, I met Christine. She reached out to me. She asked if we could have a conversation. Then we just had a brief conversation, and we eventually set an appointment. And that's how I came to know about my policies.
Okay, fantastic. So, Christine, you've talked, you've mentioned a few examples of the insurance types that we have. The agriculture, probably you can just now take us through, like, for example, if I'm a farmer, I want to take the agriculture one. What are the benefits, and, how do I go about it? For example?
Yes, so the agricultural insurance really benefits the farmers. And actually, now we are going digital.
Yes.
You can actually process a policy through your phone, your mobile phone.
Are you going ahead of my questions? Right, fantastic. Okay, digital.
Yeah, digital. So, right from your mobile phone, you can access a policy. So this is how it goes.
Yes.
You have to know the risk that you want to be covered upon when it comes to, you know, your farming. There's farming, crop production, crop insurance,
yes.
whereby now your crops are being insured in case of fire, in case of theft. You know, we have had people who go into the farm and they spoil every crop, and yet, you know, you're looking forward to get harvest from it, and it's a business. For a farmer, it's a business.
Yeah.
So we are able to come in and insure you against all that.
Droughts included?
Drought included, floods included, you know, all that.
Okay.
You know, anything that might happen in your farm when you've, you know, planted and you are expecting a harvest. So the insurance comes in to cover you upon, you know, that demise.
Okay.
So we also have assets. You have tractors, you know, working on your farm. Those are also things that are being insured, you know, so that the farmer has a peace of mind that in case anybody steals my machines or they get spoiled or something just happens to them, then I'm able to be insured against that. There's also the weather. You know, we don't know what, you know, the weather might do to your farm produce, the impact it might have on you, on the farm. So what the insurance comes in to do is to anticipate such predetermined, anticipated, you know, so they come in to insure against all that. Is it too much, you know, sunshine that might spoil your crops? Is it too much, you know, rainfall that might come and spoil your production? All that you can insure as a farmer. So you just need to, you know, reach out to either a financial advisor on that, or you go straight to the company that you feel you want the service, you're comfortable in. And I always tell clients that please make sure you have a ground check. Ground check on the company you want, you know.
Because different companies,
there are different companies, different packages. And of course, in the market, we have even those, you know, companies that are not really stable. So you need to do really a ground check. How many years has this company been, you know, servicing clients?
And that is one thing. Take me to Edward now. Because did you do that? Did you do a background check? And what are some of the factors maybe that you considered and you said, okay, now I'm settling on company A for my insurance needs?
I did a background check. Of course, the easy one is just going online. Look at the company. How long has it been around? How do they settle their claims? I also got to hear from my friends and colleagues. Have you heard about so and so? What is your experience with them? I'm also very keen on looking at customer reviews on social media platforms. So I was also keen on, because the company that I am part of, the company that I'm a client for, they are quite visible on social media, and I was keen to spot on that. So I also just went and looked at the client reviews. What are the clients saying? Because those reviews are usually unfiltered. So you'll get to know the real experience. So I was so keen on also looking at that.
So that's how you did your background check. And what are the factors probably that you, because, you know, what are you looking out for specifically, even as you're doing your background checks?
First, I wanted somewhere I could easily access. If it's my financial advisor, if it's a help center that I can really contact, that is in contacting the company. Is it somewhere I can do an email and they'll be prompt in responding? I was also looking at the stability. What is associated with this company? What other areas are they doing? What other than just insurance? Is there anything else that they are associated with, and how good are they at it? So I was looking stability and security, because you know, everyone will want to put their eggs in a safe basket.
Definitely.
So that I was also looking at the security and the stability of the farm.
Okay, so those are some of the things, and I know our viewers and listeners are really listening to that, because probably we have people out there who are already in a policy or looking forward to. So those are some of the things maybe they would want to know, and that was well explained. Christine, being the expert here, for example, someone wants to probably get a health insurance policy, which is now, I think it's one of the most, I don't know, you call it, you know, important, probably, health. What are some of the factors, important ones, that one should look out for as you select your health insurance? What are some of the things to look out for?
Okay, number one, as an individual, how many people do you want this cover, you know, to handle?
Yes.
Is it a family? Is it your parents? You know, it boils down to that. Is it your children? You know, you have to know which specific people you want to be beneficiaries of this cover. Number two, the coverage.
Yes.
There are different coverage and different, you know, premiums that you pay depending on the amount of coverage you want. So you have to know, like, do you want it to also, you know, have the dental, optical, you know, coverage? Do you just want it to have the basic, you know, health, basic coverage? So you have to know what really you need in this medical cover. And this one, the financial advisor is in a better place to advise you, because I know sometimes we come to want these services and we don't know really what we really want. Yes.
And because when you talk about, you've talked about if it's my family, for example, I'm covering. There's this thing about age.
Yes.
Why do insurances make sure that the older you get, the harder it is for you to get, you know, a cover, a policy, medical cover, you know? They give you a lot of restriction. It is not someone's fault to be unwell. It is not someone's fault to age. So why do you have a lot of, you know, restrictions on depending on someone's age?
Of course, with every kind of business, let me just go there now, maybe putting the shoe of the businessman who came up with this company. You are there also, you know, it's a give and take. You want clients to come and need the services from you, but you also want to get something from this business for the business to run. So sometimes those loopholes, that's why we have policy, you know, makers who sit in the boardrooms to make decisions. And I believe that when they are doing, they are coming up with these policies, they consider such because they realize that for us, because we are handling human beings, and of course life is not in our hands. God is the one who depends, who really takes care of our life, and we don't know. But what we've seen, the tendencies are that the older you get, the more complications you have when it comes to...
The more reason you should cover these people.
You know,
if you're really out to help people, right? I don't know, okay.
So I believe that's what, you know, they considered. Because they realize that once you want to, you know, cover all this, then it means that sometimes the business might, you know, be unstable. That's just putting the shoe of
of a business person.
But clearly we handle, you know, we cover life. And when you talk about life covers and life insurances, age is a very important factor.
Consider.
So the older you get, the higher premium you pay. The lower, the younger you are, the lower premiums you pay.
The better. And so you'd advise people to actually take, you know, you encourage them to take their insurance policies and covers when they're young.
Actually, the younger the better. In fact, even for those policies that are attached with cash value, because there are those, you know, you can take a policy that has investment part in it, of it. That is the dual benefit. And mostly the younger people who take these policies, you realize the interest is higher. That's just a benefit. So I urge the young people, like Edward. Actually, that was really my first point. Like the younger you are, the better for you, because soon he will be having a family. And when you have a family, life insurance is very important. However much people don't think about it.
That's the safe net, of course, for you and your family, isn't it? And so, Edward, here you are. Now you have a policy, but did you have a prior experience with an insurance? So this is your first one?
This is my first one. Different people had approached me earlier. But unlike Christine, they were not so keen on getting my attention, and just that having that ample time to explain things to me. So I was also just like the normal man. Insurance and all. We also had that insurance, this and that. So I was so reluctant on picking up any. So this was my first one.
Oh, this was your first
one.
This is my first one. Did you go through what some people call harassment? Because insurance guys can really, they're so aggressive. Let me use the word aggressive. Did you go through that? And how was it like?
I wouldn't call it harassment as such, but there was some persistency in the way she approached me, and the way, but she's also good at what she does. So it was, for me, it was easy just to approach means a lot. When you approach someone, they say you have a few seconds to make a first impression. What is the first thing that you say to me that will capture my attention? So I don't think it was an harassment as such, but I know I have dealt previously with people.
Yes.
And they could be another at times.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, they call
but
and all.
calling and so, but when you understand it's part of the nature of their duties, you also spare them some slack. So I wouldn't call it harassment per se. So I wasn't
because
harassed.
I have been harassed, and it so happens it was with a relative, you know, my nephew. He's also in the same industry. And what he would do the moment you have, like, you know, your card, you know, those business cards, he actually takes them and calls people, you know, your people, and he gets business. You know, so there's that kind of aggressiveness, which is a good thing. And that's why I encourage our viewers to keep on talking to us, to keep on commenting, and, you know, letting us know what are some of the questions or concerns you have for, you know, on insurance. Talk to me on 20316 and also WhatsApp me on 0786 316 316. So Christine, on you know, 316 and Christine, right? So now, life insurance, you've touched about it, and you say it's very important. How important is it in our context? Here in Kenya especially. Yes,
life insurance, it's actually, let me just begin by saying this, that it's unfortunate that, you know, African countries, or let me say Kenya, the perception of taking life insurance is a bit, you know, having a lot of domestication and stereotypes. That when you take life insurance, it's like you're calling death soon. Yeah. But that's a stereotype. And slowly by slowly, we are getting out of it by thus giving education on insurance and the importance of insurance. And the government is doing a good job on that. And even digital education, you can go to, you know, online and get all this information, why it's important to have life insurance.
Do you, so when you have it, sorry, but when you have it, do you have to, you know, it's until death, then the benefits are paid, or is it like last respect, or there are two different things?
No, there are two different things. Okay. So for life insurance, number one, this is a financial payment that comes, a payout that is given to beneficiaries when the policyholder dies. That's why it's called a life insurance. Okay. So why do I need to take a life insurance? Number one, we have loved ones. You are the breadwinner, for example. If you're a breadwinner, you have your children, you have your wife. You want to protect the income that you're getting, that in any case you die, they will still live the same standard of living they're living now. Okay. And that's what you want for your children.
Yeah, the
you don't
quality
want
of life
doesn't change. That it will be maintained, that your children will still go to school, your children will still feed, they will not go back home and stay with your mother because you're not normal. And those are things that we see in the normal life, that when a breadwinner dies, children now become displaced. You know, the mother maybe was not working, cannot even take care of those children. They went to maybe international schools, they are not able to afford that. So as a breadwinner, that is one of the things that you should consider. So there is financial security when you take a life insurance.
Financial security.
Very important. Income protection. You're protecting your income. That in any case, these children will still get the same income through their mother or any beneficiary and take care of them and go to school. The same schools, they will not be, you know, displaced, and they will not just have confusion around. They will still continue with the lifestyle they continued with. It also has tax benefits. Life insurances are not taxed. They are exempted from tax. So that is something that, you know, has a benefit to our life insurances. So people should consider that, because I know tax is also an animal. And especially for now, where we are being taxed right, left and center. So you want to invest in a place where at least there is no tax. And there's also you know, the dual benefit that it comes with. In any case, you don't want just a pure life insurance. You can also take an investment plan with it. So it's attached to it.
That's why it's dual.
Yes, it's dual. So you, in the process of you protecting your family, you can also save towards your goal.
Is that the same as the endowment? Did you call it the same?
Yes, it's the same. So it has a life insurance in it.
Fantastic.
Yes. For example, if you take an amount of like 10,000, there is always a 1 million life cover. But again, you will get a substantial amount of money other than what you're giving out, on top of what you're giving out just at the end of the term.
Wow.
Yes. So it has a dual benefit, the investment bit of it.
just before our break, because we're just about to take our first break, Edward,
Yes.
would you consider taking a life insurance even when you feel you've invested, you have businesses, investment, you have the money? Would you still think of taking a life insurance? Because that means your family is already protected.
Yes, because life is very uncertain. So you'd want to ensure that with the uncertainties of life, you're
Yes.
treading on a safe line. As much as right now you're making something out of or whatever endeavors that you've taken
Yes.
up. What if something happened? Whatever you're doing, is the rest of your family, if I have kids, are they sold out to whatever line of business I am in? I could own a shop, but my kids want to do something totally different.
Okay.
So that means this source of income, if something happens to me, it will die with me. So it is always good to ensure that there's a safety net, like you called it,
Yes.
in case of anything. With all the uncertainties of life, there's a fallback plan.
Okay.
So I hold in mind, despite doing whatever it is that you're doing and you're making your everything is working for you right now, it is always good to have a fallback plan.
Yeah.
Have a cushioning in case something happens. There's a safe landing for you.
Okay,
Yeah.
and that's the reason. Are you enjoying the endowment policy,
Yes.
the benefits already? Are you enjoying them yet?
Not yet, but I can't say I'm enjoying the benefits, yes,
Yes.
because from what I learned when I was picking up the policy, I'll enjoy the benefits at a given point of time. But
Okay.
my
They're
enjoyment-
locked. The cash is locked for some period of time, or
Yes.
what?
Yes.
Yes. Okay.
But what the joy in it is that I have something going on.
When you look at the future, like,
Yes.
yeah.
At least I won't just end up in future kifua wazi, as people will call it. I have something going on. Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
And Christine, now you're here and you're busy trying to convince your people. What are some of the challenges you go through as a person, just to
Yes.
try to get some of us into holding policies with you
Very
people?
interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah. Of course, when you're prospecting and you want to reach out to individuals, you realize somebody just blocks you, like insurance. No. They are just from far, like insurance.
Yeah.
So of course there are some like Edward who gave me a chance just to talk to him and just get to know him and interact with him on the same. But there are people who from afar, they will just like, if it is insurance, no, I'm okay.
From afar, they look at you and they say, this is not what I want. And with that, as we continue discussing the importance of having an insurance cover, or is it policy? But before we go on with the discussion, I can go into our social media, and I'm seeing someone here, one viewer is saying, good morning, insurance is a scam. They always tell people to think that, no, they always scare people to think that something can happen the next second, but if nothing happens, no compensation. When something happens, God forbid, they will take you round and round. Mungu tu, in case that insurance company collapses, no security of your money. Christine, that is a concerned person. And then, of course, there's also one viewer who is saying, good morning, Sally, enjoying the show. Before I leave for work, you really are educating many. Our guests' dress code are perfect. This is Family TV. Thank you so much for watching, and the compliment goes to you guys, my guests. Kudos. So yeah. Okay. So Christine, please go on and just answer to this particular viewer.
Yes. First of all, I will say sorry because this is a client who might have experienced such kind of, a reception when they accessed the services from an insurance company. This is one thing that I always say. Yeah. That number one, when you want to access insurance services, first of all, who is your financial advisor? It all begins with the entry point. Okay. Who is your financial advisor? Because if somebody wants to come and sit with me, engage with me, and put fear in me, then other than just having a conversation and telling you the importance of this plan, then I think I will have a question there. Okay. Yes, So it begins from who is this who is approaching you. It's unfortunate that, of course, we have no control of the people that you interact with out there as financial advisors. Okay. Yeah, but of course we have credible financial advisors. Sure. And I'm sure even for Edward, he can tell you he didn't feel harassed. And he came in on board and he was so comfortable, and he has a peace of mind, you can tell from him. So I think the entry point is very important. Number two, do your ground check. on the company you want to put your money onto. Everybody, you know, should be, concerned on where the money, his money or her money is going.
Yes.
Money is so emotional.
It is.
My money is so personal. So I would want to know, where is my money going?
Yes.
Yes. And number 3, so doing a ground check again, we have no control over that.
Yeah.
There's social media. Go online, like he went. Check out. Like for me, I work with ICA Lion Group. Go and check ICA Lion Group. Which kind of company is this? When was it started?
Yes.
And get testimonies, you know,
The
testimonials.
customer,
from people. I mean, go and check, you know, like he did, you know. And I believe things can never go wrong. I mean, unless otherwise.
Okay.
Number 3, I would say this. We have Insurance Regulatory Board.
Okay.
That checks the insurance companies and makes sure that customers are being protected. So in any case you have an issue, this is something that clients don't know. If in any case you have an issue with your premiums you paid, you know, you had discipline paying your premiums, and here the insurance company is turning back on you, you have the right to go to the insurance regulator. And there are some clients who went there and they've received their monies. You know, if that's their work, actually they stand in between the insurer, who is the insurance company, and you as a client. So you are always protected.
Okay.
So I think it's just the knowledge that our clients or, you know, people out there don't have.
Yeah.
And I think
so on the part of being like almost being blackmailed emotionally, like, no, you know, you can die now and blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
So that one you just have to be, even the advisors now have to come in and be experts in terms of how
that,
to sell
on how
the
do you
product.
bring out that knowledge.
Okay.
Yes, it's important to tell them that, which happens. We've seen it happening. But again, how do you approach it?
How do you
it's how you bring out the presentation again. So it depends on an individual financial advisor, which again we have no control over.
I hear you. Yeah. So the beneficiary of the insurance policy, here you are. Have you ever been in a position where you needed to make a claim? Have you ever been in that position?
The way my policies have been structured, not yet.
Yeah, because it's education and
my plans are both my plans are long term.
Okay.
So I don't think I am yet to start making claims for my insurance policies.
Okay.
Yeah, but
not even for the car. Your car is insured, or
not yet.
Not yet.
Yes.
Okay. So Christine, then in this case, someone like Kivuva has come. Mr. Kivuva is here, and he has a claim.
Yes.
What is the process of, for example, a claim, for example, what? Car insurance.
Okay.
Yeah.
Number 1, of course, you have to inform the insurer.
The first thing.
Yes, that's the first thing. But again, even before now you go to the insurer, even as you know, the company, the insurer is the insurance company. Let me not confuse people with the words. Yeah?
Yes.
You have to get a policy abstract from the police, informing them that this is my car, I got an accident, or there's a loss. You must have a policy abstract. Then now you, of course, get to your insurer, who is the insurance company. Then, of course, you will fill a form, a claim form.
Yes.
Yeah, which now, tells all the story about what has happened. Either your car, you got an accident, all those explanations.
Yes.
And, of course, you must have a policy document now again just to see the coverage. So they will evaluate also, they will survey and see what you've given, what you've reported. Is it really what is on the ground, the investigation. So they have to send their own to go and check, and just to evaluate everything. Then from there, of course, now there's that payout.
Okay.
So there shouldn't be a problem.
But now that is coming from you, you're the one. So I would really, but okay, next time probably get someone who's had that experience. Yeah. Excuse me, because I know that there are people who've had challenges in definitely the claim process can be quite taxing.
Maybe I just wanted to say something about that. Most of us, or most of the clients, don't read the policy documents or the laws that govern that risk coverage.
Okay.
I think it's very important for you to really read and be keen on what is it that the cover is covering.
Oh, okay.
What are the risks? Because at times the client doesn't even know. So when they get to the insurer and the insurer is, getting the report versus what the policy document is saying, then you realize that there are some risks that will not be covered. And therefore, that's where the client now starts saying, you people, you are conmen, because they really don't even know what.
So reading through
you have to. And if you don't understand it, let the financial advisor help you understand what is in that you know, policy document, because there are benefits, there are exclusions, there are those things that the insurance company will not cover, and maybe you've not even read and you don't know. So when you get there, you have a conflict.
Okay.
Also, just to mention from a client's perspective, my encouragement will be seek to understand the details of your cover, the finest details. Ask those uncomfortable questions. Don't have any gray areas. I took Christine through a lot of scrutiny before we seek to understand what is the DNA of my cover. What, like she mentioned, motor vehicle, to what extent that's my cover, or cover yangu inaenda to what extent, so that in terms of claims, you'll know these are my limits. Even if it's not a motor insurance, once you comprehensively understand what it is that you are getting into at the inception. And also along the way, if I'm constantly in communication with Christine, what happens, I had this and this, please clarify it. So be well informed with whatever it is that you're getting on board. Hence, when it comes to claim, you'll know, you'll also be fully aware of my cover goes to this extent, maybe this is outside my cover, this is, then you'll also have a valid claim, and you'll be so confident while approaching your insurer. I need A, B, C, and D. But if you were just green, you just pick up something for whatever motive it is, or you just went on board, it will not be so good for you. So understand the finest details.
You're kind of a prophet, because that was going to be my next question to you. I was going to ask you advice to give to you know, incoming policy holders, and I think you've said it, you've put it so well that I'm sure someone somewhere has picked. Now I'll ask you about being already in a beneficiary. Are there any changes you may want to see in this industry of insurance?
Yes.
From your experience.
There's a lot of information gap. Before I even took my plan, of course at times you consult with your friends, even family. For those who have spouses, they'll consult with their spouses. And if you're not sold out as an individual, you get a lot of negative influence and information. Insurance is a scam. Insurance is a conman. So my biggest challenge, my biggest like to Christine and the industry at large, there's a lot of information gap. And since I'm constantly communicating with Christine, there's so much opportunities in insurance that people have no clue about. People just know medical, car,
and probably life.
But there's a wealth of information that is not out there to the masses. And that's why the take-up of insurance to people, especially in our country, is a bit low. So if one thing that I'd really love to see changed is just a lot of pump out more information to the masses, and it will make things a bit easier.
Make things a bit easier. So, Christine, for you, what are some of the implications of probably not having an insurance? The disadvantages of not having one? The
disadvantages, number one, when it comes to financial strategies, you realize that there's no peace of mind. When you know you've not covered your family, for example, for life insurance, then you realize that this financial burden might not be taken up when you're not there. So again, this is a disadvantage to your loved ones. So if you love your beloved, then I think you need to take up your life insurance. Number two, again, of course, we don't know about the uncertainties in the future. So it helps us also to plan better for the future. Once we know I have an education policy, I've taken an education policy for my child, maybe to go abroad, to do this kind of career. We have career funds that you can use. Actually, we have very many products in insurance. And you just need to talk to your financial advisor. And of course, a financial advisor that is well-versed. So you can always have a future plans. Like for him, we were taking a retirement plan, private retirement plan, not just pension.
Okay.
And this private retirement plan has many benefits than the pension. Of course, now when we sit one-on-one with the client, those are the things that I really stipulate and just make sure the client has, and therefore now you're able to achieve your long-term financial goals. Is it a retirement plan? Is it an education plan? So it makes you well, you know, balanced when it comes to financial health. You are healthy, because I know there's also financial health. However much there's the other health, you also need to be financially healthy. And you have to diversify your investment. And this is one of the, you know, pools that you can use to diversify your investments. You don't have to just invest in assets. You don't have to invest in stocks. There are people who invest in treasury bills. These are good investment vehicles. But again, the insurance investment vehicles are very unique in their own way, because every plan you have is attached with a life insurance cover. That's a benefit. So I would urge people to take up this, you know, kind of plans. It helps you. And again, I've helped clients to do financial freedom. There's something called financial freedom. Financial freedom. Whereby, apart from the other investment vehicles you're doing, you want liquidity when you're in old age. At 60, 65, you want liquidity. You know, that is the most important thing. Do you have income? Do you want to earn income? I was just sitting with a client the other day, and we were you know, coming up with a plan on getting 300,000 income when he retires after 10 years. 300,000 per month. Those are things that we do, and those are the plan, the advantages that these plans. And it's possible if you plan yourself well and better. Then you have a peace of mind, so that you don't get all these stresses of life. So long as you know that your things are taken care of. And we also have trust. Yes, do you have investment? Do you have wealth that you want, that when you're not there, it is distributed to the right people, your beneficiaries? I mean, is there a difference between a trust and a will? A big difference. When it, I don't know whether you want us to get there. Quite very briefly. Yes. When we talk about, you know, trust, trust covers generational, intergenerational in the generation to come. So your wealth is able to be taken care of, and it will run generation after generation. But will can be contested in the court, but a trust cannot be contested in the court. Yes. All right. Mr. Kivuva. Yes, please. So now, you are here, you have your policy. Do you feel like you have financial security now that you have a policy? Is it an advice you'd give people, like, go for your policies, go for your insurance, because there's financial security? Is that an advice you'd give people out there?
I'd willingly, and as loud as I can. Yes, it's something I'd advise people to take up. And there's just a lot of peace of mind that comes when you know, once you get your income. We always commit to many different things. But at the back of your mind, you know, there are these current expenses. There's rent, there's food, and all those other things. And those are just like recurring expenses. But once you know that I have part of my income goes to something long-term, it gives you a lot of peace of mind. I don't have kids yet, but I have an education policy. I know having children for me is, by God's grace, it's inevitable. At some point I'll have to pay fees and do that. But now my income and my expenses, since I'm just alone, I don't have a lot of expenses, meaning I can invest or I can save more. So when that time comes, I won't have a huge burden than someone who just starts paying school fees direct from their pocket. And I like that. I think it's an information probably most people don't have out there, that you can actually take an education policy even before you have children. Yes. Christine mentioned insurance favors the young. That is one thing that really motivated me to take up the plan. And then being a man, there are many needs that I can't avoid. I'll have to take care of my family. The responsibilities are on you. The responsibility is on me, so I can't afford to fumble. I have to make precise decisions and start as early as now. So a policy gives you so much security, and there's just that joy that comes with knowing that at some point I'll reap a good benefit from this.
Yeah. That's an organized man right there. Wow, I love that. Okay.
Thank you,
awesome.
thank you.
So, Christine, we have the local insurance and the international.
Yes.
What what advice, is there an advantage to have a local one as opposed to international ones?
Yes.
Yeah.
So, of course, there's an advantage. The local one, of course, encompasses the values locally, the Kenyan values and rules. And it's easier, when you're claiming, it's easier to do all that. But now international is a wide coverage.
Okay.
There's a wide coverage. And mostly we encourage the expatriates, the foreigners who are coming to work in Kenya, maybe to take such, because it has a wider coverage and the risks are wider, Yes.
Okay, because even like, for example, here in Kenya, if you have a medical cover, like say one of the international ones, you have one, and then even the process in hospitals, is it the same really when you have?
It's not the same. It can be the same. The international one, medical cover, has a wider coverage. You can access a number of doctors, whichever is it abroad, not just locally, because it's a wide coverage. Okay. And of course, you have to pay dearly for that.
It's much more expensive.
More premium. Yeah. Okay. The better the cover, the higher the premium. Okay. That's always the deal.
And the better the services as well.
Thank you.
Yeah, yeah, because as we are coming towards the end of the show, and just before we come to the end, Kivuva, how, what are some of what is the main takeaway that you've gotten as a beneficiary or a client of an insurance?
My biggest takeaway, I remember when I had the conversation with Christine, one thing that, because it's something that I really wanted to take up, but I just kept on, I'm too young.
Yeah.
Okay, I don't have a solid income. First thing I'd say is the best time to start is right now. Despite your age, people might also look like, oh, my age is also gone by, I think I'm too late.
Yeah.
The best time to start is right now. And also, there's so much, like I said, there's so much satisfaction when this thing will culminate in something good. Okay. So I'm big on encouraging people my age, because I also really like taking a lot of advice, and especially to the boy child. Okay. The responsibility ahead of us is not a shaky one. So we have to be deliberate on how we spend. And we also, let's not just live life for the moment. Okay. Look at the future. You look forward to raising a family. What deliberate decisions are you taking to ensure that you accord them the best that you can? My dad always tells me, if you raise your children with the standard that I have raised you, then you'll have failed me and you'll have failed yourself. So
he wants you to go higher.
It can only go higher. Yeah. If I used to walk to school, my children should not walk to school.
Love that, yeah.
If I went to the normal village school, let me take my kids to a
because
good
you planned for that. Yeah, because you planned.
It is as basic as just being deliberate on the decisions that you make.
Okay. Financial
security. Work with how you spend your money, because time really goes by. I was just looking at how many years it has been since I was in high school, and it's almost 10 years, and I was like, wow, 10 years have just gone by. And there's nothing as that will cause you a lot of regret as looking back at time spent, and you have nothing solid or tangible you can account for. So be deliberate on how you do. And God is gracious. He's given us avenues to make whatever income that we do. And if He can entrust us, He says, if I can entrust you with a few, then I can entrust you with a lot more. So we also need to be prudent and show that we can handle whatever it is that we have right now. Bless.
Amen. I like that. And you said be deliberate. That's very important. Okay. Christine, he mentioned something to do with, even before you get a job, is it possible for someone do you have a product for people who are in informal kind of setup in terms of jobs?
Informal,
can they get
like businesses,
small businesses, and even someone who probably is earning day to day. mtu wako kwenye you know
Yes.
kibarua.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, we factor in even such actually, whereby you can give any amount you have. You can open an account. I don't know whether you've heard of money market account, whereby you can always give any amount of money you have, even for those low scale. Even that mama mboga can still, you know, put something aside, you know. And we also factor in, because you can also get as low as a premium of 2,000 per month. That is actually basically 80 shillings per day. Is it?
Yes.
Around there. 80 shillings per day. And somebody can commit to doing that. So we do have plans for even those that are down there when it comes to,
Okay.
Yes.
And so what are some of the misconceptions, probably either of you can answer, misconceptions about insurances from your end as the expert?
Yes.
And I think we've touched on it, just those ones of probably someone telling you, oh, like the question we had earlier, what I'm sure that there's much more misconception that people have out there, and we need to educate them on that.
Of course, one is that insurance people don't pay. Really, if people are not being paid claims, we will not be in business.
Okay.
For sure. That's just an indication that there are people who are being paid.
Yes.
So what are they doing that you're not doing? It means they've gotten the information, they know the coverage, they know the risk, they are doing what pertains to their side, what they're supposed to do. Because it's a contract when you get into an insurance plan. It's a contract.
It's a contract,
Yeah,
yes.
between you and the insurance company. So what is it that you're not doing that makes you not, get those benefits that you're supposed to get? Is it the entry point that you didn't, get the information? Is it the, the policy document that you didn't go through and you don't know the risks that you're covering? All that.
Okay.
Yes.
He has you had talked about the endowment plan.
Yeah.
Do you think inflation has an impact on that? Have you been educated on that by your advisor?
Yes. I think I was very keen on asking that, because while we were doing our estimation, where I wanted to land, my biggest question was like, okay, that is the current value, but in future, will this money be able to meet the same need that I am anticipating for it to meet? And I remember one of the discussions we had was there's a way we can always revise our premiums to cover inflation.
Okay.
So we just did our first review.
Okay.
So there's always Kristen does client reviews.
Fantastic.
We see where are we, how do we need to improve, or where do we need to adjust to take care of inflation as well.
I love that. And I think time is not on our side, but I'm glad that Christine already you gave us the tips, the lessons, and so did you, Mr. Kivuva, and we really appreciate your presence here, the lessons learned, the tips. I'm sure our listeners and viewers have had an amazing time. Thank you so much for having time and creating time to be here with us. And so we are coming to the end of the program, the end of the show. But before we let you go, we just want to encourage you, if you want to be a partner here, just to be one of those people who've been holding our hands to work with us to ensure that we have this content, these programs on air, please join us and be among us, and by just texting us the word partner to 20316 or WhatsApp us on 0786 316 316 and become one of us. And whatever you may have, God has prompted you probably to give, whatever it is, even prayers, you can send your donation to our pay bill number 316 and the account name is the account number is your phone number, just to be able to continue putting Jesus on the airwaves so that you keep enjoying such content. Thank you so much for your time. Thank you for watching and listening to us today on Financial Clinic. Tomorrow we shall be on Relationship Clinic and we'll be dealing with long distance relationship. Are you in one? Then get to know what are the challenges and ways to keep that spark alive. See you again tomorrow, God willing, at 7 a.m. to 8 a.m. Have a fantastic Wednesday. God bless you.